Your former life was in a bliss of ignorance, until you've awakened to the darkness waiting on the doorstep of our fragile dimension. Something terrible left its eons-old slumber, and the reality, as we knew it, collapsed. The city of Arkham was pulled to somewhere not of this world, and its residents are in the shadows of true terror. As a survivor of this catastrophe, you should investigate the strange occurrences in the city and survive the rising darkness, physically and mentally, if possible.
And today we're playing Cthulhu-inspired Stygian, made by Cog Games, IC Entertainment, and Bugler. And this is a little bit more of a text-based adventure, but it's set in the very creepy Arkham, the very creepy fictional city of Arkham, around Miskatonic University. There'll be a lot of reading, so I'm going to be enjoying some water throughout the proceedings. But this is a game, I think, made by the independent companies that I've already said, and one that I stumbled across because I fancied something very creepy and Cthulhu inspired. I love the cosmic horror genre. I think Rick and Morty do an excellent job of satirizing the cosmic genre option as well. I think I'm going to go for an investigator. It's very inspired by, I believe, the roleplay games as well. So a little bit less H.P. Lovecrafty and more just the ideas that he installed or set off. Initiated was the word I was looking for, ladies and gentlemen. Esoteric. Supernatural becomes natural. I mean, I like to go rational typically, because I consider myself quite rational. But with what I know about the universe of Cthulhu, the only way is to embrace the knowledge of the ancient forces behind the veil. I mean, that sounds like the best way to not go insane, doesn't it? It's just logic. I'm gonna go for... Oh, look at him. Yeah, I'll go for him. He looks nice and... looks like a nice, strong fellow. Strong of character, don't you know? What should my name be? It's a good sounding name. Patrick D.B.S.B.F. Patrick D.B.S.B.F. Patrick D.B.S.B.F. You look like a Patrick. Don't judge me. I'll give him some agility. Give him some receipt as well. Good investigations, good with firearms. Skill of sensing the motive of others, conducting mental therapies and studying neurotic phenomena. Affects mental resistance. Here we go for the firearms and investigation, I think. Not much of a psychology fan. Drugs are sometimes the only path to mental and physical survival. Don't try that at home. Stygian tales of the doom that came to Arkham. The town is struck between strange dimensions. A year has passed since your encounter with that peculiar fellow known as the Dismal Man, who at last eventually struck you. Why, your dark after the black day. At the time, these words did not mean much to you, but soon after, you would come to understand. On what is now known as the Black Day, under the shadow of the awakening, the world you knew vanished, and with it your hopes, future, and loved ones. For reasons unknown, the city of Arkham was separated from the carcass of Earth and exiled to an outer place under alien stars, the twilight realm between dimensions. Unlike many others, you survived, body and mind mostly intact. Ever since you have existed from day to day in the grey gloom of the old Eel House, waiting for that enigmatic man to call you. A man whose very existence you are now beginning to question, until you wake into another layer of the nightmare, to the visit, the cold ache. Hello, Patrick. That's Patrick. The container. And it's locked. There's a lantern. And it's black. Oh. Empty kerosene can. Okay. Let's follow this creepy. What is with his face? The cook is dead. Only sewing pans. Cans of food. That's fine. Oh my. So that looks like a statue to Cthulhu. Well, with the tentacles and the dragon wings. And the being massive. He doesn't love a good old statue to Cthulhu. And the cosmic horror genre is so creepy. Imagine if that was just at the bottom of your road. There is literally nothing you could do, even if you had a nuclear weapon on you, just personally. Hello. My. That's nice. Not let me get any closer. I just What? I don't... Okay. Why? And he's getting lighter, and they're all okay. And now it's getting... Yeah! Dream, right? That was a dream. That's just a dream. We're all fine. Yeah. Aw, man. The gates of Miskatonic. By the gates of Miskatonic. The last spot I saw the dismal man in my dream was by the gates of Miskatonic University. Perhaps I should take a closer look. A year ago, I met a mysterious gentleman. I can recall little about him but his name, the dismal man. He knew about the Black Day and also the fact that I'd be in Arkham. He told me to find him. Who is he? Does he have answers? That's some good music. Hey! Is that the dark guy? Yeah, it was as well. He's too busy playing. A wilted tourism advertisement from Marino's hometown in northern Italy. He will never again feel the cool Adriatic breeze. If you'll excuse me. I'm not interested. I don't have time for this. If you'll excuse me. If you'll excuse me. You see, Marino, a manager and bartender of the Old Eel, has been your host for almost a year now, charging in exchange the last of your precious resources. He has a tendency to suck you dry whenever he gets the opportunity. Good morning, Toronto. If you couldn't call this never-ending fucking twilight morning, what was all that hurly-burly upstairs? Bad dreams? He could say that. Why am I not surprised? I recommend hitting the bottle before going to sleep. Makes things easier. Since you're awake, let's talk about the cigs you owe me. You were too drunk to pay yesterday and told me to remind you later. Do you remember? I didn't drink yesterday, Marino. I'm sure you did. Don't you trust your giving host, Toronto? Where would you be now if I hadn't accommodated you? I'd pay for your accommodations, however poor they be. Poor? I guess you rather poor services are still much better than being eaten by ghouls in a dark corner of a street, Toronto. They eat you alive, you know. Anyway, since you're a regular, I'll probably take your cigs anyway. Consider this one on the house. Oh, really, thank you for your generosity. Oh, please spare me your sharp wits. Later, Toronto. So he's a charmer. In better times, the gramophone, built by the Denison Co., had spun the newest and best medium of audio technology, the vinyl disc. That is... The bar is ornamental with a variety of eel and seal motifs. The craftsmanship of the carving add a refreshing flavour to an otherwise unsophisticated establishment. I mean, how cutting edge is the vinyl though? I mean, the game of darts is a common fixture in New England pubs, having been passed down with settlers from Great Britain. However, its popularity here is in decline ever since Herschel discovered a new favourite pastime. Is that Herschel? You see an eccentric middle-aged man, completely focused on the darts game he alone is playing. Exaltation all but radiates from this old fellow. Care for a game of cricket? You don't get a chance to play against a world champion every day. Passes several darts to you. Who are you? Didn't I just tell you I'm the darts champion of the world? I'm also called Herschel. I feel the signs again. A new challenger approaches. Another fool to vanquish. Is it you? World champion? Of course. Surprised? Do you have any clue what happened to the rest of the world? Not anybody there? No one. Good riddance. Earth was a big pain in the butt anyway. Here, there's only one champion, Herschel, the master of darts. Throws another. This makes the world darts champion. Ready for a game now? No prize. Prize? Nothing can come close to the thrill of darts. Tobacco? Rubbish. The feeling, the texture of the stem in your hands, the steel point savagely penetrating the board, it's priceless. And the prize. You want cigarettes? Beat me then. Beat the world champion and you'll have more cigarettes than you'll ever want. You see, I was a traveling salesman for Tom Rogers cigarettes. Before I found my true self and became a champion. Damn those days. Herschel, go to the Maine, go to Boston. Herschel, your sales performance is getting lower. We're disappointed, Herschel. Let's see. Where are they now? Ha! Dissatisfied bastards. The old Herschel has gone with them. There's only one champion now. The champion. Seems you somehow transferred the frustration of your past onto the game of darts. What? I discovered my true purpose in darts. A grand game that the leprechauns taught us back in the old world, you know? You talk nonsense. You feel that you've been meddling with his mental balance. The game is perhaps just a medium for you to escape from reality. Herschel is important. You hear me? Herschel is a champion. Suddenly freezes, then continues in a tumultuous tone. They sent you. They sent you to tease me. No, not a failure. Not a failure. Fuck. Not a failure. Ow! Man. Tom Rogers cigarettes. Okay then. These unfortunate taxidermied fish are entrapped in timelessness, displaying a total contrast with the freedom they once had in Miskatonic and other neighbouring rivers. But he just threw a dart at me for 4 damage. And this is so much like playing an actual roleplay game, down to the fact that I've got to do voices. The role of GM is a particular trial. Put on my jacket and hat. Get myself. He gave me some decent number of cigarettes at least. And that's laudanum, an analgesic needle that relieves mental and physical pain. That will come in handy. Rations. I gotta eat. Oh, I gotta eat. Oh, dear God, I gotta eat. I gotta get food. That's never gonna be easy. If only I had more cigs. What's he need? Marvelous law. Run along now. It's a typical Arkham resident, tired and decrepit looking. He looks at you uneasily. What stayed intact in this part of town? Not much, as you can see. There's the old ale house if you're looking for a few drinks and a roof over your head. And if you're planning to numb yourself, Richter's drugstore is the place. You'll be fine if you stay away from the Marsh warehouse. I'm sure you know better than to hang around near the grandfather altar. Tell me about the old eel house. The old eel was a shady place even before the Black Day. We've been hearing that the owner, Marino, has some connection with the mafia in the West. The bar took the disguise of a restaurant when the Prohibition came. As you can guess, there is no need for that anymore. You can rent a bed, or let's say a dirty mattress in the attic if you don't have a place to go, and get some moonshine from the bar below. Tell me about Richter's Tell me about Richter's drugstore. That slimy bastard. Old Richard runs the only remaining pharmacy in Arkham. But don't be fooled, his business is not medicine. He deals drugs. Richard produces mixes. Richter produces mixes, and of course sells all kinds of drugs to anybody interested in a small escapade from this nightmare. He's valuable to the mob, but he knows it. There's been some ugly rumours about him for some time now. What kind of rumours? Rumours of him taking advantage of his regular customers and sorts. Dreadful stuff. What about this warehouse you mentioned? I know that it used to be run by the Marsh family in D.B.S.B.F. We've been hearing that the place was being used for bootlegging and sorts. Only ghouls occupy it now. Beasts that rend flesh from your bones. Do you know about the Marshes? Not much. I know that they are the ruling family of Innsmouth. Their great-grandfather, D.B.S.B.F. Marsh, was an important figure in the town's past, I reckon. Reclusive. Weird folk, these Innsmouthians. What are these ghouls you mentioned? I've never seen one with my own eyes, but I've seen what they can do to people. They say they are they're dog-like demons, feral parodies of men. They creep out of the dark to prey upon us. You can hear their eerie howls throughout Arkham. Let's see. Another thing. What do you know of the Black Day? Nothing more than you, I guess. We had all seen the signs, right? People having the same nightmares, the mysterious disappearances, whole families massacred. We saw it coming but pretended everything was fine. The Black Day started with that apocalyptic roar, piercing deep into our minds. The sky melting, colours fading. I can't remember anything else. And when we came to our senses, Arkham lay beneath an alien sky, banished from our homes forever. We were all alone in this purgatory, left to the mercy of tyrants, deviants. Please, leave me be. Upset him. The towering depiction of one of the elder gods perches atop the naked base of a shattered statue. The elder gods. Didn't sound friendly. See a typical Arkham resident, tired and decrepit looking. She looks at you uneasily. What's that grotesque monument over there? The cult erected it in place of the old Lincoln statue. Grandfather altar, they call it. Damned atrocity. Cults come from across the river to sacrifice people who have been marked by the mob. blood offerings to Grandfather Cthulhu. Cthulhu? Even the name freezes my blood. The Grandfather, they call him. The new god who is awakened on the black day with his brethren. The great old ones. The fanatics of the cult. Torture, sacrificing, killing their names. Cult must be feeding off the energies of those ancient beings, attracted to them like flies. He looks at you uneasily. You seem to know a lot about it. I'd better go. Gives me the creeps. You've scared her off. Esoteric for the win. So I've got some more people. See a typical Arkham resident, tired and decrepit looking, and looks at you uneasily. Leave me alone, sir. Life is hard enough with that. I don't have foolish questions. Excuse me, I'd like to ask you something. Leave me alone, sir. Life is hard enough for a bunch of foolish questions. How do you survive in Arkham? Being the mob of the cult, you mean? I don't know. Because so far, someone else got crushed instead of me. Anyway, I doubt my luck will last much longer. Since the Black Day, I thought every day would be my last. Tell me about the cult. Mad fanatics who devoted themselves to Cthulhu and the other old ones. They rule the ruins of North Arkham across the Miskatonic River. The cult comes to this side of the river either to find new bodies for their ranks or new victims to be sacrificed in their rites. Not sure which is worse. How can I get to the other side of the river? I don't recommend it. There are things lurking in that water. Only the cult can pass the river at will, but I have no idea how. Sometimes you can see their boats in Miskatonic, all painted red crimson, omens of doom. Hurry it up. Tell me about the mob. There's some more. Who rules the mob? Waxface. I've heard of him. You should know better than to say his name in the street. Now, if you'll excuse me. No person in their right mind would want to live out inside a rotten, clammy shed, nor be gullible enough to purchase any kind of food resulting from the fishing. I wonder if he knew they were there. Clearly he didn't. They were just like in your eyesight, man. Local rumours speak woefully of the heathen rites that rites that once took place on this nameless isle. Long before the Puritans had settled on eastern shores. Save for the choking vines on every wall, this humble residence is one of the few that remains untouched by the destruction that has engulfed Arkham. Can I go in? I don't think I can go in. Components. Need to get my fix. Need to get my fix. Oh, gang members, move along now. Think you are the big cheese. Some point this medical cabinet made the journey from St. Mary Hospital into Richard's greasy hands. The fact that it is always under lock and key implies the contents are important to Richard's drug manufacturing process. Good to know. This ornate, gilded cash register is obviously meant to foreshadow the fortune Richard hopes to make through the sales of his wonder drugs. Many types of drugs on these shelves indicate that this was once a proper drugstore before Richard took place. You see a middle-aged man, educated-looking man with a hint of danger in his smile. This must be the owner of the pharmacy, Richard. A new one, surprising. And just when I thought I'd finally run out of possibilities. I mean business. You know, our numbers aren't growing these days. Now, tell Richard what makes you tick. I really disappoint. This place is pretty well guarded for a drugstore. And your mouth is pretty big for a person interested in my merchandise. Let's just say I'm a valuable asset to the mall. Now tell me, what will ease your suffering? What kind of medicines do I sell? The kind that people really need. Tell me, what is absent in your world? Euphoria, relief, self-confidence? I don't have the remedy already. I can make it in a little laboratory. I'll be buying a lot from you. Shall we discuss a discount? In my business, I rarely need to offer a discount. If you're buying happiness, you do not barter on its price. You just indulge in it, right? You sure I have... As you see, I have the upper hand here. Please? Can't you do this for me? Enough. Whinging won't change things. Now tell me, what will ease your suffering? Let me see your stock. Of course. Everyone in this town wants to peruse Uncle Richard's stock. Why should you be an exception? Morphine. A tonic wine with a high concentration of cocaine. A case that provides means for the preliminary intervention of urgent health issues. Powdered cocaine, bandages. Empty syringes, gunpowder. With a feeling drugs might be cheaper. How do I use this? Formula for bandages. Textile, alcohol. What? Alcohol. I have no alcohol. Okay. I just need some alcohol. And then I have bandages. Seems like even the semi-innocent stuff is laced in. I don't know. Seems I was right. What were you right about? I think this was the place that they said not to investigate this year. See what she's got to say for herself. Ooh. Picking tools. We'll take those. She's a skinny woman wearing heavy makeup. Her provocative outfit emphasizes how she earns her living in Arkham. She moves like a person drugged or drunk. Oh, oh, hi, darling. The words are welcoming, her excitement feigned. Interested in a good time? No thanks. Come on, baby. I said no, goodbye. I'm good. No means no. Isn't some kind of I guess we follow the track that the Slender Man, or what was it? The Creepy Man? The Enigmatic Man. There's something there. It's pretty much the questions we've already asked. Okay, go to stealth mode. Grimoire. Nothing in my grimoire. Stealth mode. Alright. I know, always. Yeah, it's cool. The wretched creature before you can hardly be described as human. It is wearing odd, anachronistic clothes and has wrapped its face and hands in tattered rags. Its cringing, confused movements further verify the status of this unfortunate outcast. Humanoid creature is talking with itself in an uneasy, guttural tone. Its voice is like a cold breeze blowing from beyond the grave. Why have the cruel gods chosen you for their ghastly amusements? The moment he sees you, the pitiful creature draws back in horror. Wait, I mean no harm. Since the creature observing you with its yellow, ghoulish eyes, barely visible behind the filthy rags. Outlandish being starts to talk in a rugged but strangely educated tone. Harm is the only thing your kind brought to me. To think I once foolishly believed you to be killed. Leave me alone. To think I once foolishly believed us to be killed. Leave me alone. Creature scurries quickly away from you. A stranger in this corrupted century. He's gone then. Hey, come closer. She looks like another lady of the night. Don't need any of those services at the moment. Oh, this is happening again. A lurker below. Crack open to the ground. It will. There's a lurker below. That was a close one. What's a lurker? Doesn't sound good. It's a scruffy man dressed in grimy garments as you approach. You are irritated by the rancid alcoholic stench of his sweat. Swollen syringe marks on his arms further demonstrate the extent of his addiction. As your shadow falls over the unkempt and emaciated rummy, he scarcely opens one eyelid, as if he has been anticipating the visitor. Deliriously. Run! Takes a moment to realise that you're not who he expected. Oh, shoot! God, that foul smell! Speaking of drawn out and slurred manner. So what? What's it like here? I've known to live for no standards to live up to. Not since I became this breakable example of assassin. Why? What did you do? What, you a copper? Last time I took the mob down the goddamn release station. He chugs his moonshine and spits. We're intolerated snoop around these parts, so up yours, mister. Pardon me for saying it, but you don't look very good. I don't need no help. I'm well aware of what Richard's dope does to a healthy person. Give a damn. Mentioning the pharmacist's name seems to have given him an idea. Speaking of Richard, what about him? Maybe you bring me a shot of his morphine. If you insist on branding with this pathetic waste of it. Soldier? He's really a soldier? Casting his eyes down in shame. Unfortunately, I was Private Parsons of the D.B.S.B.F. National Guard Infantry. Shows his military identification tag. Suppose, sir. Certainly done a look of. So much for the Patriots. Nice to meet you, Private. So what happened? Did you receive a dishonorable discharge? Not really, but I certainly would if I was from our base ever again. Any news of shot of morphine? Sorry, I don't have one. Gee, too bad then. Lucky for you, I'll be here for quite a while if you ever decide to bring me some of the... Marvellous. Tremors. Lurks on there. Mob blow up the gates there, keep it inside. Outside? Oh no. Key number 0. I found a peculiar key at the entrance to the ruined university marked with the number 0. Perhaps I can find someone to tell me what it unlocks. Can you tell me about this key? I look like a locksmith or something. I haven't got the slightest idea. Maybe nutty old Isidore could help you. He runs the antique store. There's a thing for keys, or so I've heard. Where is the antique store? It's called Schmidt's Antiques, and it's located in French Hill, near the clubhouse. It's an old wooden building, hard to miss. There's still all kinds of strange objects on display. Thank you, I'd better take my leave then. We've got an antique store to go to. So we're on the bakery on the third floor, and all likelihood are the residents of the Marble Orchard by now. Does that mean they're dead? Only looks like a living wreck with a lot of grease in his filthy hair. The man before you persistently advertises his merchandise, which will look more like trash to you, with an unfaltering energy. Welcome to Uncle Raff's shop for undiscovered treasures. Don't be shy, come closer. I have everything you need. You call this a shop? And among the best. Oh, you don't like my decorations? Take no notice of the packaging, friend. The goods it sells is what makes a shop. A shop. And Uncle Raffjack has everything you need. This stuff is all junk. Look around ya. This whole place is a junkyard, so why not sell junk? You want to see some of my hidden gems? I have items here you won't find no place else. Okay, let me see what you've got. Toilet roll. Oh, bandages. Bandages isn't a bad idea, actually. We did have some good stuff. Gas mask. Yeah. I want a gas mask. Too much. Too much for me. Take out the gas mask. I'm not sure I need it. I mean, I will need it, clearly. If there's a gas mask, you're gonna need a gas mask. But then, what I'm gonna use a magnet for. Yeah, kerosene. Some bullets as well, maybe. Found a shop. Behind the grumbling balustrades of this old Georgian house, a lackluster flicker of light unexpectedly signals occupancy. The door seems to be sturdily locked for a typical building of Arkham, with such decrepitness. Knock on the door. You hear approaching footsteps, and a blunt, uneducated voice is heard from behind the door. Who's this? Paperboy. Get lost. Okay then. That wasn't friendly. And are they gonna kill me? See a burly mob member watching the entrance of the ruined bank. Spit it out. What are you guarding? The place looks destroyed. I'm not guarding the bank, you mutt. I'm guarding the streets from the ravaging lunatics inside. Better run along. Help yourself. Get in there and die. Spit it out! Not to get inside. Help yourself. If you get killed, try not to make a mess. I want to go. This is creepy. Oh, $1. Absolutely useless. We don't have money. Okay. Hello. What are you doing? Notes written by the shaky hand of the old bank manager, detailing his interactions with a mysterious stranger. Never been a man who puts any stock in superstition, yet my experience taken has shaken my once strict convictions. I had an unannounced visitor. He was a tall man, dressed in a fiery cut suit. Firefly cut suit? And top coat, all of an impenetrable black. His face, well, peculiar as this may sound, I do not remember a damn thing about it. Not his age, the look in his eyes, or the colour of his hair. It's hair. When I try to recall these details, my mind goes completely blank. His face. He was a tall man dressed in a finely cut suit and top coat. That made it easy to read. Anything else? Any more for any more? $1. windows are shattered, just like the sanity of the bank's new residents. What new residents? The ones that they warned me about on the front door. They're going into stealth mode. And is that no there? No, that's fine. Come on, man. Use. What is going on here? There we go. Laudanum shot, one-handed melee weapon. Ooh. Give you a melee weapon. Not likely to help much, but it's a weapon. Strangely presentable man in a sharp suit waits eagerly at one of the destroyed cash counters. The moment he sees you, he begins to speak rapidly, enthusiastically. Hello, sir! How may I assist you? As you can see, this has been a very busy day. It looks like the boom has finally come to Arkham. It's nice to see our little town thriving, don't you think? I wouldn't say thriving. Oh, you don't agree? But we are all free to express our opinions, right? That's what makes this country so... His voice cuts off abruptly and he freezes in place. Doesn't even blink. Looks almost like a living statue. Excuse me, sir. Some men are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights. Let me help you with your transaction, sir. May I see your credentials, please? I'm not playing your sick game. But we're all playing the game, sir. The game of misery, piss and shit! Oh. 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 Combat basics. Combat in Stygian consists of turns. Each turn, the character and the enemies move and act in their own rounds to the extent their action points allow. Action requires a certain amount of action points to be committed. In the upper left of the screen, you can monitor the health sanity levels of your switch between equipped. You can also reload an equipped firearm by simply clicking on the weapon's icon. If you wish to use a quick item, perform a combat ability, or cast a spell, simply right-click on the active character, choose the related icon. Okay. Well, it was naked, but cheese it. Special hexes. Certain hexes on Battlefield, they have special functions such as providing an opportunity to take cover or enabling you to flee from the battle. Right click on the object that may provide cover while standing next to it in order to view the take cover button. Press the escape button on the lower right edge of the screen while standing on a purple hex to flee from battle. You can end your character's round by either clicking on the defend or focus buttons. Defend buttons enable you to utilize the remaining action points to increase the physical defense of the character. Focus buttons enable you to utilize the remaining action buttons to grant a bonus to the character's next attack roll. Bonuses get higher in accordance with the number of action points allocated to these positions. Cheese it. A definite cheese it. Run. You ran away. I definitely ran away. Not even... There was 4 of them. But not running into that. That would be insane. 4 of them, 1 of me. So we'll leave that room alone for a while. They were the ghouls, I guess. And an insane, trouser-less, underpantless guy who tried to... Gotta check my passport for some reason. I'm glad I didn't give him my passport. Run away, we're going to the antique shop. Just run, just keep running. Keep running until you can't run no more. Can't run no more. A well-built, dark-skinned man is approaching you. You doubt he's from these parts. He seems unaffected by Arkham's nightmarish conditions. There's something inviting, almost provocative, in his thin smile. Hola, senor. Please forgive my interruption, but I've been seeing you at the Old Eel and wanted to presentarme. Go on. I am called Eduardo Carnella, to be exact, but there is nothing special about my apellido. I'm just son of another poor fisherman from Kohishima. Yet I carried the Carnella name for this far part of the world. Now, all that remains is our past, no? What do you want from me? I have a sensation that you may need my services. Different from you, I am accustomed to these survival in the streets, the never-ending sobreviviente. I've survived the Spaniards, the American occupation, then Civil War, then the Americans again. No hard feelings though. But you see my point now. I know what to do when things get, what do you say, hot. I can be the difference between Aleph and Santa Marete. So you were offering to fight for me? Amor con amor se paga, y lo demás con dinero. Love can do much, money can do everything. If you pay me my sig, senor, you'll have your own special angel protector. I don't know whether it's Spanish or French. He's supposed to be Spanish, I just can't do a very consistent Spanish accent. How much for bodyguard duty? 2 dozen SIGs for each day I protect you. I don't care if you're fighting monsters or the mob or El Diablo himself. Have no fear, huh? Or should I? I have survived by chance all my life, and now I do just the same. We all do. But you were not aware of this before La Catastrophe. A surfish killed mi padre. One day he came out to work, he never came home. SOS. Like that. You see, we live by chance alone. It is when we are cut off of luck that it becomes plain. I will play the game, senor, unlike La Diosa Fortuna betrays me. I'll think about it. Your choice, senor. I'll be at the Old Eel if you change your mind. Adios. See if we can find this antique place, I guess. Rations consumed. Oh, so he eats for you, don't worry. That's decent oven. Probably need to get more food at some point. Hello. You looking at me? Who? Me? No, sir. No, I didn't. Oh! Shot in the gut. Shouldn't have looked at him, man. He told you not to look at him. Another unlucky soul fallen to the tyranny of the mob. Oh, that says antiques. These are all kinds of weird relics behind the broken glass of this old shop, which was built in the colonial era. Behind the broken glass are a collection of weird relics, including a copper Soviet dining helmet, tribal totem, clay figure of a lion, various masks crafted by indigenous people, and an 18th century bust. Carved into marble, this is an almost man-sized statue of Pan, god of the mountain wild in ancient Greek mythology. A late 18th century Italian harpsichord. You are astounded to see this delicate instrument in such excellent condition. The books arranged in this cabinet consist largely of volumes of archaeology, including all 12 books of Carl Richard's Lepsius, pioneering Egyptological work, Denkmaler aus Ägypten und Ethiopian, in its original 1849 publication. Immediately behind Isildur's work desk hangs a carefully organized collection of keys, some old and strange, some new and ordinary. The specimen of the giant praying mantis was preserved in an intimidating predatory pose. An alabaster statue of Barong, the mother of all spirit wardens in Balinese mythology, an intriguing find for anybody interested in obscure oceanic myth. Old man is sitting behind the dusty corner, surrounded by a variety of odd objects. Doesn't look pleased to see you. Yes? You looking for something in particular? What do you know about this key? See a flash of greed in the old man's eyes. Hastily takes some notes to a peculiar notebook on the counter. Is it numbered? 0? Oh, how interesting! Where did you get such a rare one? I'm a mysterious man, but I found it because of a dream. It's a long story. Some dreams indeed hold value. What can I offer you for that key, my friend? Key numbered 0 would be a very fine addition to my collection here. What's the interest in the key? I've always been fascinated by keys. Started collecting them in my childhood. Simply a hobby, of course, until the Black Day. What changed after the Black Day? It's not important. Just remember that I'll pay handsomely for some keys. I feel better knowing why you want them so badly. Very well. After the Black Day, like many others, I lost all hope. No reason to go on, I decided to end it. You know what I mean. But what I desired most is forbidden to men. For days I fasted and prayed for Hashem's forgiveness, determined to end this misery of an existence. I passed out from hunger and exhaustion, and then I dreamt of 2 keys. One was gold and burning, but was only warm to the touch. The other was silver and bathed in moonlight. Go on. They were the keys to the Temple of Solomon. I felt the light inside me. Oh, Hashim, he spoke to me. Old man's eyes widened and lose focus, as if he were in a trance. You understand now. This is the reason I've been collecting the keys all my life. They are my escape from this Sheol. They were my test, and they will be my salvation. How can a bunch of keys help you escape? There is a hidden power in patterns and numbers. Some of the keys are numbered. This makes them special. The effect of Isildur's dream fades and he comes to himself again. I think I've said enough. Dreams may act as vessels between this reality and other planes. Prefer to see the will of tetragrammation as magic. So be it. Tell me how I may assist you, or perhaps how you can assist me. Thank you. I put my life into collecting things. Oh, mercy your wares. Indeed, that is why I'm here. But first, tell me if you see something you desire. How do you intend to pay for it? 6. I have no interest in hoarding cigarettes, nor though I smoke them myself. I'm old enough to value breathing too much. Except old money. My advice to you, sir, is to keep your old money in the restroom, where it may be of some use. What did you have in mind? Keys. I collect them, you see. All sizes and shapes. If you happen to come across any keys in this accursed place, bring them to Schmidt's Antiques. If you also accepted SIGs in trade, it would allow you to obtain more keys. I have all the SIGs I need. What if someone were to bring you a special key, worth more than everything that you have? Very well, I see your point. I will accept SIGs in payment, but only from you. You made the right choice. May I see your wares? It's not long. On the origin of species. Was that like a insanity boost? You reckon? Maybe? Oh, don't like that, don't like that. Papa Twilight's top hat, the hat of Lucian voodoo priest Papa Twilight. Don't like that. Run away! Okay. I'd say that's a good chunk. I'm just gonna see if there's anything back the way I come. And then I guess we'll have a little bit of a nope, I haven't got any more morphine for him. I've got a hotel to check out, this to check out. Maybe some hired goons to get on board. But yeah, thank you for spending the time with me. Hope you have a great time for the rest of the day. It's been a pleasure. Bye.